Hey guys, Snakes for the Memories here. I'm Jeremy,
I'm Holly.
and today we're going to discuss ball python care. These are just the basic setup and husbandry to keep your ball python. First, we're going to start off with the big one, the enclosure, proper enclosure size. It varies, honestly. Are you going to be keeping your snakes in a tubs and rack system? For breeding, or do you want to have display animals where you want to have large enclosures for them? It's all what you want to do. There is no wrong answer here except for being too small. Don't let your enclosure be too small for your ball python or animal, period. Make sure it has enough room to spread out and move around. That is just the main thing. And there's so much to go on with this. PVC enclosures, racks, aquariums. Everybody's budget is different. I'm just trying to tell you to do the right thing for your snake and just get something big enough and adequate enough for your animal.
Next, we're going to discuss heat. Heat is something that's very important, and you want to make sure you're doing the right temperatures in both the hot and cool spot. Ball pythons need the hot spot to be around 90 degrees Fahrenheit and the cool side to be around 78, 80 degrees Fahrenheit. How do you get that heat, Jeremy?
So there's several different ways to go about getting this. Either ceramic heater up top, heat mat under below, heat light. So let's just say, and again, it varies on how your setup is. You have a aquarium, and you're doing like thick substrate on your aquarium, like 3-4 inches. I personally would recommend a heat pad underneath, plus like a ceramic heater up top. Ceramic heaters, don't believe dry out the soil as fast as like a light bulb will, so you're gonna still hold in that humidity for that substrate, but it's also gonna give you enough heat. So, because you have that heat mat underneath, that's going to warm the ground, but you have that heat coming from above it to keep it warmer, because that just thick substrate is just going to kind of make it cooler. Because again, when you have a heat pad, it's only going to get as hot as where you have that thermostat probe. And that brings me to, if you are doing heat mats, heat tape, things of that nature, you need a thermostat. Thermostats are key for these items, because without them, you're going to bake your snake, or anything that is using that. It's just going to be constant full power, and not good things happen with that. So you need a thermostat for your heat mat or heat tape, for any of those items. And thermostat wise, there's plenty of good ones out there. If you go to a pet store and you buy them, you're going to pay for it because it has a picture of an animal on it. Be 100% honest with you. Go on Amazon. You can get a nice one. What is it?
The HUMIDITY.
No. The entry level ones that we have for Lily's boa.
It's a bird something. Airbird?
Bluebird?
Bluebird? Inkbird!
Yes, Inkbird. That is a good entry-level thermostat that I've been using for my daughter's enclosure. Not for my daughter in an enclosure. My daughter's boa that she has in an enclosure. We don't cage our kids.
Help! Let me out of here! Help! Help! I'm stuck in that closet!
So yes, but like the Inkbird one that we have, it isn't a Bluetooth one. Wi-Fi one that you can monitor on the internet. But it was, I want to say, about $25 or $30. But they do have a Wi-Fi one where you can monitor your temperatures, change it all over your phone, so you can keep track of everything. Because I like technology. I like to have everything on my phone. And I want to say that one's about $35. But again, that is a good entry-level thermostat in my opinion. I have never had a problem with it. But then there's also things like herpstats, which are I personally have for my rack system. I love those
The Herpstat
very
what?
much. Herpstat 6.
Oh.
And then Spider Web by Herpstat for our incubator, so I can monitor our incubator. But enough of talking about that stuff. Let's talk about the good stuff.
Now, when you say substrate, what do you mean?
Talking about that cocoa.
Cocoa?
Gotta love that cocoa. So substrate wise, there's a million different things you can use. There's two things you cannot use. Do not use cedar and do not use pine. Those are very harmful. The oils in them can hurt, possibly kill your animal. But aspen, you have hemp, you have paper towels, you have newspaper. There's a million different substrates. Each one holds humidity differently. Some of them don't hold humidity at all. So you just have to find what works for you. You know, test them out. You know, figure out what you need, what you want to use. And that's just a good, substrate. I use ReptiChip. No.
We find that it holds the humidity the best for where we live.
Yes. It's
Speaking of
works
humidity,
for everybody.
Jeremy, what's humidity gotta be?
Humidity? Around 60% humidity. You want to keep in your enclosure at all times. Either with misting daily, keeping your substrate moist, not wet, but moist. If it's constantly wet, your snake will get scale rot, and it will do more harm than good. You just want it. Again, it's feel. If it looks right, feels right, that's good. If it's dripping wet, you pull it up, you squeeze it, and you're just pouring out water, that's not good. You should be able to squeeze it and nothing comes out. Well, yeah, nothing comes out, but it should still be moist.
Water bowls. So your snake needs water. And you can save a lot of money by going to the Dollar Tree and getting water, dog dishes there. You can use those. Just make sure you clean them first before you put them in your snake
Heck yeah.
habitat.
Dollar Tree. Again, you go to a pet store, you're going to pay pet store prices. You go to Dollar Tree, you spend $1 on a dog bowl or a cat bowl, small ceramic bowls, large bowls, different sizes. They're all $1. It's all about being cost productive. Obviously, if you're making something, a showcase animal, you want to top of the line everything. But if you're just starting out, it doesn't hurt to shop at Dollar Tree.
Next, something that your ball python definitely needs is food. Jeremy, what size food?
Well, it depends. We use rat pups. That's what we feed our babies. And now it's going to get a little bit different for our males, our adult males, and any of the yearling ball pythons. They all eat weaned rats. I have my breeder males on weaned rats because it's something smaller, but they'll eat it consistently, because when you're breeding ball pythons, you want your males eating constantly so they don't go off food. So I offer them something smaller that they'll have the confidence of eating, so it just keeps them on food instead of trying to kill like a small rat and just wasting all that energy and being scared of it and then not wanting to eat because they're stressed, and then it just gets complicated. So we've had success with just feeding our adult males weaned rats and also our yearlings weaned rats. By yearling, I mean by about, what's the oldest one we have that's eating it? About 16 months, 15 months, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
That's a female eating weaned rat. And then our adults, we feed them small rats. Just, again, I don't want to feed them too big of an item. I don't want them to get fat. They all seem to be fine with how we feed it, and we feed live. So it's just a personal opinion. That's how we do it. We don't have well, I don't have the patience, honestly, to try to switch them over to frozen thawed because it's a pain. It is. Like, hey, guess what? I breed my rats. They're live. They're ready to go.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's up to you and how you do it and how they were raised. But ours are on live. It's just a personal thing.
That brings us to air. Seriously. They need air.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Snakes need love. I think. My personal opinion. That's why I name them.
Snakes need love.
See you next time.
See you guys.